think we can start it. I'm going to hit the record button. I'll try to keep adding people as they come in. But good morning. Happy Sunday. Thank you for joining us this morning. I promise you it's going to be worth your time. We're going to provide you with some value tools and things to help you be successful this week with your content and just overall in general. We always start our week off with creating commitments for the week. Commitments are different than goals. Goals look like 1,000 in volume, send out X amount of samples. Commitments are things that you're going to do this week, either daily or this entire week, that are going to help you achieve your benchmarks or your goals that you're looking to accomplish. So an example of that for me is usually I'm going to add 200 people to my network a day. I'm going to send 5 messages a day, and I'm going to engage with my audience for 30 minutes a day. These are things that you have complete control over. So that's the first thing that we're going to do for the first just few minutes. Okay, so we're going to change things up a little tiny bit this week. I had a great reminder of the algorithm in Facebook and Instagram and how it really truly works. And I think a lot of the times what we end up, the hole that we end up getting into is that we are posting for ourselves and we're not posting for our audience. Your profile is not for you. As much as you want to showcase your kids and stuff like that, which I think is important. But the reason behind it isn't that it's for you. It should be for your audience. If you're posting about your kids, it should be that you're trying to connect with somebody else that has kids too. So something that I totally was reminded of is when you're posting things, the job of Facebook is just to show you more, like it's to make mom happy is the way that it's described. So it'll show you things to make you happy. And that goes the same way for your audience. So if you're posting, I need 3 people to be product testers, which we typically don't do here, but I'm just giving you an example. Guess what's going to show up on your timeline? More people that are looking for product testers. So how can we provide value to our audience is what we're going to be talking about over the next 50 minutes or whatever. But the very first thing that I want us to do is to take 5 minutes. We're going to be scrolling through our timeline and we're going to be looking for what are the things that your audience is posting about. Are they talking about their kids? Are they talking about being tired? Are they talking about being frustrated? What are they talking about so that you can get an idea of what are some things that you need to post about? And with this in mind, as you're scrolling through Facebook, if you're coming upon other thrivers, feel free to unfollow them. It is not something that like you should feel bad about. It is because you're wanting to show people in your audience that don't thrive right now or aren't in the business. If there are people that you follow because they provide you with inspiration, write their names down and intentionally go in and just check their posts throughout the day so that maybe you get ideas, you get inspiration, but you shouldn't be seeing thrivers every time you're scrolling through your timeline. And you can still be friends with them. You can still love on them. And this goes for people on your team too. Like you should be intentionally interacting with your team's posts and not just keeping them on your timeline so that you see their stuff. You want to be seeing people that should be aren't customers yet or aren't promoters yet. So we're going to take 5 minutes to go through our timeline. If you need to unfollow fellow thrivers, please do so. And then just see what your audience is talking about so that you can get an understanding of where their mindset is at right now. For those of you that are just joining, we are going through our timeline for the next 4 minutes or so, and we are seeing what our audience is talking about. If there are thrivers that are showing up on your timeline, feel free to unfollow them. Good morning. Feel free to unfollow them. And if there's somebody that's providing you with inspiration, or maybe they're on your team and you just want to show them some love, write their names down so that you can intentionally go to their profile instead of it always popping up in your timeline. So for example, I have somebody that's like that she posted this, "Dear universe, I can't take it anymore. Please help this broken soul trying to grow." So I know that I can talk about that, so I can hopefully speak to her being broken and growth and that sort of thing, maybe giving ideas of as to how you can like put yourself back together. Maybe that's a live topic I can talk about so I could reach her, because if she's talking about growth and then I start talking about growth, like I put it in my tagline of my live, there is a potential that it'll show up in her page and hopefully I can impact her. And if you're on Facebook, there is this like so like here's a picture of somebody. There's 3 little dots at the top. Like let's say they're a thriver, you can just hit unfollow. You can stay friends, but it just is a quick way to unfollow people. And then you'll see it like remove it from your timeline. Okay, so now we're going to dive into our week. So let's start out with Monday. And what I personally do is I'll like write down the days of the week, like Monday first on a piece of paper so that I have all this in front of me. I know, so sad, right? So Monday, what is your audience thinking on a Monday? They're tired. They are like, oh, I have all this crap to do this week. How am I going to get it all done? I just want it to be the weekend again. So how can we solve that problem for them? So it's important for you to talk about either how your Mondays used to be or how they currently are, or both. So let's take time to just write our story about maybe how our Mondays used to be. You should have a post that's going to be Thrive related, I think, because people are so exhausted on Mondays. I know I used to be. That's actually the reason I started this business, was because my upline happened to post, do you hate Mondays? If you do, we should chat. And at that time, I had the worst Monday. So then I reached out to her. Like that was the prompt. I had a bad Monday. She posted about, if you hate Mondays, you should talk to me. And then she provided a solution to my problem, hating Mondays. So let's take a minute to write about what it is that how our Mondays are different now. So it's a solution for people's problems. Like you should try to talk in you as much as possible. So saying like, are you really tired this morning? Or tell me if you can relate to this, being exhausted on a Monday morning and just dreading going to work, or dreading getting your kid ready for online school or whatever. Like, tell me if you can relate to that, and then talk about how you have the solution. And take about 2 minutes to do that. And then we're going to go through Pinterest and look for a motivational quote for this. So we're going to take a couple minutes to go through Pinterest and search up quotes for the week. Maybe you search motivation. So like for me, because while I was scrolling, I saw that girl was talking about being broken. So I'm searching like healing broken quotes, or you can search motivation, inspiration. Maybe your audience is talking about, I don't know. Can you add anything, Starr, that you typically search for?
Honestly, I'm really big on faith quotes, mom quotes, and wife quotes.
Yeah, and you can like even pull funny ones, like if you just want some engagement, like that's a good idea too.
I love making people laugh, especially in such a, hard time.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to do that for the next couple minutes, and then we'll move on to Tuesday. And if you don't have Pinterest, you can use Google too.
My fresh brand new promoter, Pamela, is on here, and I'm so excited.
Welcome.
Welcome, Pamela.
Okay, so just wanted to touch on this quick. In your stories, what you should be doing on a Monday is showing how Thrive is helping you throughout the day. So maybe it's you're showing throughout the day that, you're energetic, you're getting things done. Maybe it's at nighttime, you're showing that at like 7:30 p.m., you're still playing with your kids. You should be showing how Thrive is getting you through your day in your stories. I always think your posts on your timeline, that is your well thought out things. That is like your advertisement. And then your stories is behind the scenes. So like what you're doing throughout the day, things that are keeping you going throughout the day, that sort of thing. So on Mondays, you should be showing through example how Thrive is helping you get you through your day. So Tuesday, of course, is payday. So we want to talk and highlight the business, but I think much more than talking about, I'm putting gas in my car and do. So a lot of people got paid last Friday. I know for my part-time job and for my husband's job, we both got paid last Friday. So if you're talking about like those little things, you might not hit the mark because they still have money in their bank account right now because it's only the Tuesday right after they got paid. So talking about that stuff might be nice, but it might not be as impactful. So what I think would be a good thing to talk about on Tuesday as far as it relates to business is how your business cannot be taken away from you. Because there are so many people right now that are worried about their job, they're worried about security, they're worried about their business. And we don't want to like obviously exploit that people are going through those hardships, but we do want to talk about how our business is cloud-based and being thankful that it can't be stripped away from us because we're not in a physical business, and how it gives us that flexibility that and that peace of mind to know that we can wake up tomorrow and our business is still there. So that's, we should be writing something along those lines and then showing like your paycheck. And so I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to do that. In your story, this is what you should be doing in your story. Take a previous business post that you have created. Maybe it was last week, maybe it was the week before, and we're going to break it into what's called an unfold story. So what I personally do is I'll take a picture of myself, I'll go to Instagram, and then I'll copy the first part of the post, paste it, save that photo, copy the second portion of that post, paste it, save that portion so that it's like an unfold of the story you're trying to tell. And that's what I'll do for my business story on Tuesday. So we're going to take the next couple of minutes to do that. And
so
if you
really
have questions,
quick,
feel free to drop them. If
somebody
you still get a
asked,
feedback, go ahead.
yeah, I was going to touch on that. Somebody asked if they don't get a paycheck yet. So I was once there. We all have been there once. I talk about, the potential, like I know, like I take people along my journey. I'm very open, raw, and real with my audience. I think that is key. And I told people like I tell my girls who are working towards the auto bonus on auto bonus days, like, yeah, okay, you don't get the auto bonus right now, but take people on that journey with you. Let them know you're looking forward to that. You're looking forward to what your future holds with this business, and you can tie in to the fact that like I'm on my way to get there, to reach financial freedom, and knowing that that my business can never be taken away from me. It helps that much more. Does that make sense? You're welcome, sweetheart. You're welcome.
Yeah. And to what Starr was saying, we never want to fake it. I don't think faking it is a good idea.
Nope.
Because people can see through your inauthenticity. So I think talking about what your future plans are just as important as what you're going through right now. Because one, it shows that your audience that you're forward thinking. But two, if you're personally focusing on the future and you're talking about it and you're talking about the things you want, your brain starts to help you get there. So you got to start talking about the future. If you're not getting the paychecks that you want right now, talk about what you're looking forward to. Talk about this. You still have the freedom of not having your business taken away. It's still there. The flexibility is still there.
Megan.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Can you hear me now better?
I mean, we can definitely hear you
sometimes,
but it's really bad. Yeah.
What?
It was all kind of chop suey. So,
my
hey,
side.
Alicia in the comments asked if she could post little clips of what Payday has done for your teammates as well. So what I do, I typically go into the chat and I do a screen recording of everybody saying, my paycheck did this, or I'm feeling so blessed, and I just give like a little snippet in my stories. Now, do I suggest taking screenshots and making it into an actual post? No. Real big on only posting actual real pictures of people. It necessarily doesn't have to be you, but I definitely wouldn't post screenshots of like of like the words. I would use that for your stories. And I love Star's suggestion right here. She focuses on her vision board when she doesn't have a paycheck. That's brilliant. And then Nicole, whatever. She asked about the funnel, and if we could go over that for new promoters. So I actually, I kind of like quote unquote reinvented the funnel. I just found it right here. So I don't know if you want me to share this, just because I feel like times have changed a little bit since the original funnel was created. It's not much different. But I start off with, the first step, making sure they have an all access profile. Second step, making sure they like the Facebook fan page. Third step, 3-way message. Fourth step, getting them to make a mini post or an order post. So like basically creating excitement for their audience. Like, oh my gosh, I just did something huge. I'm so excited. I can't wait to show you when it gets here. Creating that curiosity. And then the fifth step, I have like sharing with their friends who they think could benefit from it. And, that also includes getting you in messages with their friends. Go ahead, Megan. I'm so sorry. I kind of took it away there.
No, because apparently maybe so. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, you're just really blotchy. I'm sorry.
It closed out every app. I might have to have you take it over.
Do you have hotspot on your phone?
Yeah, but if I disconnect from my Wi-Fi, it'll cancel everybody out.
Make me host real quick and do it. I just had to do it with mine. That's why I left and came back.
Hey, I just want to say, even though you are breaking in and out, Megan, this is still helping me even just a little bit. So I'm still here. I'm not leaving.
You're freaking awesome.
Yeah, definitely helpful. Even with the breaking in and out, because I think I'm pretty good at time management, but these are great ideas that some I hadn't even thought of, and so super helpful.
Yeah. Hey, Lydia, would you mind sharing your the tip that you shared in the leader chat the other day about the going live thing? I think that was a huge aha.
What did I talk about?
Okay, so I'll share it for you. It's okay.
Which one?
So where you act like you're going live, but you don't.
Oh, yes. Okay, yes. I'm like, wait, what about going live? Yes. So what I do throughout the day, and I do this every once in a while, I will, if you click go live, it'll pull up the screen and it will tell you how many people are online at that given moment. And you don't have to go live. You just look and see how many people are online. And so depending on how big your network is, you may have 300 people on, you may have 30 people on. It really just depends on your network. For me, an excellent time is close to 400 people, and a not so great time is like 150 people. So what I do is at different points during the day, I will hop on, pretend to go live, and make note of, okay, 6 a.m. is not a good time to post for me, but 6 p.m. is. And I will strategically schedule my posts mentally. Okay, I'm going to post at 9 a.m. I'm going to post at 11 a.m. I'm going to post at 7 p.m. And then I know that I'm going to have a decent sized audience to receive those posts. And I will always try to do my business posts at a time where I have a larger audience. And I'll redo this maybe like once or twice a month, because people's schedules will change, like especially with the holidays or COVID or kids being home from school. So the audience that I had in the summer, completely different than I have right now. And so I try to do this occasionally, but it gives me an idea of when people are online. And I don't stick to it hard and fast, but I at least have an idea.
Yeah, you have like it's like a map. So like this morning I was playing around with it, and when I woke up at 4 a.m. and it showed like, I think it was like 158 people were online, 158 people out of my 2,000 plus friends. Now, right now I just did it and it shows that 311 is online. And then I'll try it again. And I'm going to write these times down, and then I'm going to start utilizing it. Like I'm going to have a page for all of my Sunday times, and then Monday, and so on and so forth. Another tip until we get Meghan back, that I gave my girls the other day. So I don't know if you guys have ever forgotten about somebody, like a customer or somebody who had shown interest, somebody who did a mini, you didn't follow up. And if you say you've never done that, then either you're lying or you're perfect. I have definitely slipped up. So what I did, I have all of my free customers, past ordering customers, and current ordering customers in a little index card box. I have all their information. I went through that and I sent them each a message. And hold on, I'm trying to pull it up right now. Okay, here we go. Hey, darling, I hope you and your family are doing well. I'm so sorry I haven't been in touch lately. I'm sure you think I'm quite rude. My number one goal for 2021 is to be more organized so this kind of thing don't happen. Anyways, I'm writing Christmas cards out a tad late this year. I can't seem to find your shipping information anywhere. Could you be so kind and send it over my way, please? Guys, I have like 75 Christmas cards about to go out, and I still have a good hunk of people to send this message to. I've gotten so many addresses, so I'm going to each of them, they're getting in their card is going to be it's a white label or a pink label, and I said, Merry Christmas, I hope these holidays find you and your family well. I included a pink label that helps with energy and mood support if you want to wear it on Christmas Day. It's my personal favorite. I hope you enjoy. And then that way I also have their address, so I can send them whatever, whenever. All right, you're back?
Yeah, I hope I am. Am I still cutting out or am I good?
It's a lot better.
Okay. I think it's my computer, honestly. I need a new laptop. Christmas wish.
There you go. I think you're right.
Wellness Wednesday.
Turn off your video. There you go. Try it that way.
Is that better?
Yes.
Can you guys hear me good?
Yeah.
Okay,
same thing happens with my laptop.
So, I have a Chromebook and it's a piece of junk. I'm going to be honest.
Yep.
So Wednesday is Wellness Wednesday. I'm going to try to rush through this now that we had a temporary delay. Thank you for, would you want to make me host again so that I can make sure I save the recording? Did you hear me, Starr? Good. Perfect. Okay.
Yes.
So Wednesday is Wellness Wednesday. I'm thinking that the Thrive Fit line should be released Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. They usually do releases on Thursday for some reason. So on Wellness Wednesday, what I'm going to be talking about is because I think they're going to be having the Ultimate Thriver information uploaded into the back office at that point to give people enough time to set up their auto ships and take their pictures and submit them and yada, yada, yada. So that's probably going to happen next week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about what are my 2021 wellness goals, and then what are my 2021 wellness goals? And I'm going to be talking about how there's this competition going on. I'm probably going to do a live video about it. And then what I'm personally doing, like you don't have to do this, but this is what I'm doing. The first person that signs up for the competition and sets up their auto ship, I am giving them one of those free or one of those new Fitline products for free. So just one person, you can start saving money now, and then you can give it to them like next week or whatever. Like $44 is not that much, which is probably around the amount that it's going to be. And I think it's a good incentive to get somebody signed up and get people interested. It's a good way to highlight the new product. It's a good way for people to start the new product. It's also a good way for people to join that competition because we want to do that. So that's what I'm going to be talking about on Wednesday. Do you want to add anything, Starr?
No, not on that, but I did drop in that message in the chat if you guys want to send that out to your people. And be prepared to work because they come in pretty freaking fast, especially if you plan on doing it today. It's a weekend. You need to set aside, I would say, a good 2-hour stretch.
Yeah, to write all those out. Make sure you have thank yous on hand.
Well, we were talking about Christmas cards. Get with the program, Megan. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, Christmas cards. Whatever. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's go right into Thursday because we're just running short on time. And that would be you.
I was trying to find the unmute button. I'm like, where? What in the world? Okay, so what I have for Thursday is being thankful for my morning routine. I want to go over it in the post, how important it is to have a routine, to put time aside for yourself, to focus on yourself first thing in the morning. And that way you can approach your day with your own cup being fulfilled. I want to make sure that I'm serving them some kind of value, some kind of I want to tell them, give them a little peep in the past. Like when I would wake up hitting the snooze button 15,000 times, the kids are running around. I'm hungry. I'm this, I'm that. You have to get them ready for school or logged into their virtual classes, whatever that looks like nowadays for everybody. And then I'm going to be like, but now it doesn't look like this. I own my mornings. I wake up. I don't touch my phone except to turn off my alarm clock. I get in my Bible. I pull out my gratitude journal. Of course, I take my vitamins that help me feel alive and ready for the day. I hop in the shower. While in the shower, I'm playing either a religious motivation video like Stephen Furlick, or however you say his name, or maybe a podcast. Your virtual upline, something like that can pump me up. And it's feeding my brain with positivity in the morning. And I want other people to see just how important it is, because it is so important. It can literally change somebody's life just by owning their mornings. And I'm also, like I said,
how many people don't do anything in the morning. They are just, there's no plan. They're just winging it. And then they feel frustrated throughout the day.
Yeah, and overwhelmed. And it doesn't have to be like that. And of course, I'm going to sprinkle my Thrive in there, because I'm going to tell them as soon as I wake up, I take my vitamins, feeling alive within 5 to 7 minutes, pulling out my Bible, grabbing my gratitude. I put it in there. I don't, throw Thrive in people's faces. At least I try not to. But I sprinkle it in there. I'm gonna move on to Friday, if that's okay, just because of our time.
Absolutely.
Okay. So Friday, what I'm doing, I'm planning my Flex Friday post for later on towards like evening, nighttime. I'm going to flex with my recharge for obvious reasons. A lot of people are really focused on their immune systems right now. But what I'm going to do earlier in the day is I'm going to make a short, sweet interaction post about like what's the biggest piece of advice that I have been given in life. And then I'm going to ask my audience to share theirs. Share their number one piece of advice, or something that maybe you could go back and tell yourself, 5, 10, 20 years ago. What would that be? And that way I'm sure that thrivers are going to comment on it, which is great. We all need advice, thriver or not. But I know it's also going to pull in other folks who are going to want to interact with it, who are going to want, because people want to help people out. And, if somebody thinks that they have a really good piece of advice for somebody, they're going to comment exactly that. So that's also going to trigger that algorithm. So when I do post my Flex Friday post later on in the evening, my algorithm's already triggered. People are going to see it. Now, whether they comment on it or like it or not, that's always up in the air. I don't know if you guys recognize that. Like, they're so quick to comment on one thing, but anything Thrive you post, it's like ghost. But they're still seeing it. They're still watching. And that's what's important. And I wanted to say too, real quick, we are taking the time to make up these amazing posts and to get them posted. If you guys are not engaging with people, they're going to waste. You have got to comment. You got to engage, comment, message, reply to stories. Hold on, sweetie. Do all the things. I do it at least 3 times a day, about 15 minutes. That way these posts don't just flop.
Can I interject? It's Lydia.
Yeah.
Thank you. You were talking about, people ghosting on the Thrive post. And I can't remember which leader it was. I think it might have been Chastity. It was on a Zoom that I was listening to this week. And she was saying, you need to be the Thrive girl for people or the Thrive guy. And that's because they are seeing it. And so they get a wild hair on, January 5th that they want to feel better. Who are they going to go to? They're going to go to their Thrive girl. So they may have never commented or liked one of your Thrive posts, but if they're seeing it, they're identifying you as the Thrive girl. Yeah, some people are going to unfollow or block you because they're annoyed by it. That's fine. You're not going to get those people anyway. Maybe they'll come back. But the people who are watching and interacting with your other posts, they're seeing your Thrive posts, and someday they're going to want to try it. And I cannot tell you how many times this has happened to me. Someone will pop up in my inbox that I am just floored by. And that's who I was to Chanel. Chanel never in a million years thought she was going to hear from me. And she did, because I'd never interacted with her, but I had seen her posts. So be the Thrive girl.
Yes, be the Thrive girl. I freaking love that advice. And then in regards to the people who do unfollow or do block you, those people are not meant to be a part of your journey, and it is okay. It is okay. And I'm being screamed at by a toddler, so I got to mute out.
Can I interject too?
I was just going to go in alignment. Oh, sorry, go ahead and then I'll go.
So she was talking about a lot of people don't comment on our Thrive posts or anything like that. So when that happens for me, that kind of brings me down just a little bit. So what I do is I change it up a little bit, and I put like a moving sticker on my picture of my post, and you can see how many people actually look at it. So that helps me and raises my self-confidence up a little bit. And then another thing Starr had mentioned is she interacts 3 times a day. And for me, that doesn't really work sometimes with my busy schedule. So I at least try to do it once a day. And I still don't do that, honestly, but I should. So if you can't do 3 times a day, at least do it once a day in the early morning or late evening, whenever you have time when your kids aren't bothering you. That's all.
I have a very, very busy, I do traditional homeschooling. We all have busy schedules, but we all pee and we all poop, and I use that time wisely.
So true though. Like, you need to find places where, so maybe it's you're stacking that habit on another habit. So like when you go to the bathroom, obviously, maybe it's you, like after you put your kids to bed, take like 5 minutes and do it. When you first, I don't want to say first get up in the morning because I think it's important for you to protect your mindset. When you're eating lunch, do it while you're eating lunch. It's just stacking that habit on top of other habits. It's not something that you need to like introduce that's a different habit, because I feel like when you do that, you're putting pressure on yourself. Like, this is another thing I need to put on my plate. But when you're incorporating it into the things that you're already doing throughout the day, it makes it a lot easier. And I wanted to also touch on the post that Thrive was, or Starr was talking about, that's non-Thrive related. So the one about like piece of advice, make sure you're changing that up so we're not all posting the same thing and then it's getting pushed down. So maybe like I think it was Samantha that had a different way to say it. Maybe it's, you say like maybe it's marriage advice. What is one piece of marriage advice that you received, or parenting advice, or maybe it's like, what's the best piece of advice in your working relationships that you were provided with that helps. Like, feel free to change it up, because we don't obviously want to post the exact same thing. So like, what are different areas of your life? Like, what's the biggest self-care tip that someone has ever given you? Or what is the best book that anyone's recommended for you to read? Like, there's different things you can do for that. And we just want to make sure that we're being creative and it's in alignment with what your 5 things are, and that we're all not posting the exact same thing. Saturdays, I kind of just leave free, and Sundays, I just leave free to post like what I feel like. Sundays at 8:30 are prime time for you to post something. It's when it's the best engagement time out of all the week. It's when people are on their phones winding down from the weekend, and it's the best time for you to reach somebody's heart. So I call that posting a heartstring post at 8:30. And maybe it's talking about a personal battle that you've gone through and how you came out of it. Maybe it's talking about how this business has really changed your life and how personally it's impacted you. So that's what I would suggest. And then I'll just probably end it on, I know not everyone is religious. I shared this in a couple chats, but for me personally, I was going through Proverbs this morning, and a Bible verse really stuck out to me. And I wanted to share it with you guys to leave you guys on a good note for the start of your week. I'm trying to pull it up. It's Proverbs 12:24, and it says, work hard and become a leader. Be lazy and become a slave. And this can go for so many different aspects in your life, whether that's being the head of your household and keeping all things together. Maybe that's being a leader, working hard in your finances so you're not a slave to your finances. Because when you become a slave to something, it consumes your thoughts and it doesn't allow you to be the leader that you're truly meant to be. And that goes for your business too. So don't be lazy with your business this week. You guys work hard with your business so that you're not a slave to someone else's dream and you're not a slave to someone else's goals. You want to be a leader in your life, a leader for your children, a leader for the people that have trusted you in your business, a leader for your audience. So carry that with you this week as you're going through maybe personal battles and stuff like that. It might be hard for you to work hard on these things, but you don't want to be a slave to these things in the future. So you don't want to be a slave to the mess in your house. So pick up those things that have been, driving you nuts in your house. You don't want to be a slave to your finances. So be diligent with your budget. You don't want to be a slave to your job that you hate. You want to be a leader of your future. So carry that with you guys this week. It is Proverbs 12, verse 24. So love you guys. I will post the recording of this in the Dream Team. I'll post it in multiple places, but you can always find it on my YouTube channel. We did not do music, so YouTube will not remove it this week, but I love you all. And go about your week with intention. Did you want to add anything, Starr, to close us out?
No, that's all. Thank you guys for hopping on here.
Have a great week.